Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's CellTalk presentation. For today's CellTalk presentation activity, Chaya is the presenter, and the topic she selected is relationship between physical activity and cognitive functioning among older Indian adults. Before starting the presentation, I would like to introduce Chaya. Chaya is working as a data analytics intern at Renix Life Science. Currently, she is collecting the details of the professors who have research interest in healthcare and sponsored projects related to standalone universities, standalone research institutes, and engineering colleges across India. She completed her MTech in computer science from SVCE VTU University, Belgaum in 2015. Before joining Renix, she completed an internship at the Procurement and Logistic Department of Invicta Consumer Private Limited. At Renix, she has gained experience in data retrieval and managing shared responsibilities among team members. I welcome Chaya to start the presentation.
Thank you, Uma, for your introduction. Today I'm going to talk about the relationship between physical activity and cognitive functioning among older Indian adults. The author is Manish Kumar. Um, this topic has an impact factor of 3.8, and the research has an impact on cognitive health and aging. So let's start. Today, we are going to discuss the critical topic of cognitive functioning and its decline with age, especially in the context of India's rapidly aging population. First, let's define cognitive functioning. It refers to our mental abilities, how we think, learn, pay attention, and understand the relationships, etc. These abilities are vital for our daily lives, but they tend to decline as we get older. This decline increases the risk of conditions like dementia and also including Alzheimer's disease. So, coming to general background, globally around 47 million people had dementia in 2015. By 2050, this number is expected to jump to 132 million. In India, 5.3 million people had dementia in 2015, and this number is expected to triple by 2050. This is a huge problem because it affects not just individuals but also families and healthcare system. Coming to present challenges, right now we don't have many good medicines to treat the dementia. So it's important to find other ways to reduce the risk. Numerous studies shows that staying mentally active, socially engaged, and most importantly, getting regular physical exercise can help. Among these, physical activity stands out as particularly important for protecting our brain health. Even though the physical activity is known to be beneficial for cognitive health, research results have been inconsistent. The exact reason why physical activity helps in cognitions are not fully understood. Moreover, most studies have been done in Western countries, leaving a gap in knowledge about how physical activity affects cognitive health in older adults in India. India studies in India, the studies in this topic are limited and often lack consistency, making it difficult to draw clear conclusions. So, coming to objectives of this research, the research aims to find out how physical activity affects the cognitive functioning among older adults in India. It also looked at whether men and women experience these effects differently. Coming to methodology, this research is based on data from longitudinal aging study in India, that is LASI. This is a comprehensive survey that gives deep insight into health and well-being of middle-aged and older Indians. This LASI study, which began its first wave between 2017 and 2018, and is designed to track the health and lifestyle of Indians aged 45 and above along with their spouses. The survey covers a large sample size of 72,000 adults, making it one of the most extensive studies of its kind in India. The LASE is similar to the Health and Retirement Study, that is HRS, conducted in United States, and also similar surveys in countries like China and England also. Lassay uses the advanced methods for data collection, including a computer-assisted personal interviews, which ensures high-quality data by minimizing errors during data entry. And this technology allows for real-time monitoring of the fieldwork and also improves the accuracy of the collected information. Now, this research focuses on older individuals who are aging 60 years and above and examines the relationship between physical activity and cognitive health. The data includes responses from 31,000 individuals with nearly equal numbers of men and women. So, coming to key variables. The key variables considered in this research. First, outcome variable, that is cognitive impairment. The cognitive impairment was measured across 5 domains, that is memory, orientation, arithmetic function, executive function, and object naming. Memory is measured using immediate and delayed word test, and orientation assessed using time and place questions, and arithmetic function evaluated using backward counting and computation task, and executive function is measured through tasks like paper folding and pentagon drawing, other things, and objective naming, a simple naming task they did. The result from these assessments were combined into single composite score ranging from 0 to 43 to provide overall measure of cognitive impairment. And also, the researchers looked at how often participants engaged in physical activities like running, swimming, or heavy lifting. So the responses were categorized as yes. If they are doing the physical activity every day, the response is yes. And they are doing less frequently, the response will be no. So here two groups are created. One is control group, another one is treatment group. The control group contained people who are doing activities less frequently, and treatment group, they include the people who are doing the activities frequently. The researchers also looked at other things that might affect the brain function, like demographic factors like age, education, marital status, things, and also social and health behavior factors like alcohol consumption, tobacco consumption, etc. And also they collected health related factors like depression, self-rated health, and difficulty in ADL, IADL, and multi-morbidity. And also they collected the some information like household factors also. Okay, now after collecting the data, to analyze the data, they use the propensity score matching, a statistical method that minimizes the selection bias. First, what they did, first we need to know what is propensity score. It is a number that shows how likely it is that a person participates in frequent physical activity based on their personal details like age, education, and health. To calculate this number to the each person, they use the special statistical method like logistic regressions. So after matching, after calculating this propensity score, they paired the people with similar propensity scores from frequently physical activity group and less frequent physical activity group. The goal was to find the pairs of people who has similar backgrounds but differ in whether they are doing the physical activity or not. This ensures that the comparison between two groups is fair and balanced. So after matching, the researchers compared the cognitive function between two groups. The first they measured average treatment effect on treated, that is ATT. This measures how much cognitive functioning improves on average for those who are physically active compared to similar people who are not. And then they also measured ATU, that is average treatment effect on untreated. This measures how cognitive functioning would have changed who are not physically active if they had been active. Even after matching, this could still have some unmeasured factors that affects the results. The researchers used a method called as sensitivity analysis to check if the findings might be influenced by hidden biases. The researchers also used another statistical method called as multilinear regression to further analyze the data. They did it in two steps: before matching and after matching. Before matching, they analyzed the entire group of participants to see if the physical activity was linked to better cognitive functioning. Then they repeated this analysis with the matched groups to see if the results held up when comparing the similar people. And this research was conducted with the approval from the Central Ethics Committee on Human Research under the Indian Council of Medical Research, and they ensured informed consent from all the participants from interviews and health assessments. So coming to the results, this is a table 1 that shows the socio-economic and demographic characteristics of older adults included in this study. The average age of older men in the study is 69.3, and older women is even slightly lower, that is 69.1. About 24.6% of older women is like older men, and 12% of older women are frequently physically active. And compared to older men, an higher proportion of older women are uneducated. About 81% of men and 44% of 44% of older women were currently married, and 54% of women are widowed. And relatively older women were more likely to live alone. Nearly 23.2% of older women and 15.5% of older men are overweight. The alcohol and tobacco consumption were comparatively higher in older men than the older women. And women have greater difficulty with both basic ADL and instrumental ADL compared to men. So the older women had a comparatively higher prevalence of depression and self-reported multimorbidity than older men. So coming to table 2 shows the percentage difference in level of physical activity among older adult by gender. So in this table, what they show, men who are aged 70 to 79 years, widowed, living alone, not working, had poor self-rated health, difficulties in activities of daily living, and multimorbidity were less frequently physically active than their respective counterparts. A similar pattern was found for older women, except only difference is the living arrangements, where here you can see where older women living with children and spouses were less frequently physically active than those living alone. And coming to household characteristics, the level of physical activity was lower among urban residents and poor older adults. And coming to table 3 shows the results of matching estimates showing the effect of frequent physical activity in cognitive scores among older adults. In unmatched sample, for for older men, treated means they were doing the activities regularly, and control means they are doing less frequently. For older men who are frequently physically active, their cognitive function scores were an average of 0.73 points higher than those who are not active. And for older women also, who are frequently physically active, their cognitive function scores were an average of 1.07 points higher than those who are not active. Coming to matched sample, that is ATT, after matching participants with similar background characteristics, older men who are physically active had cognitive score of 0.75 points higher than those who are not physically active. For older women in the matched sample, being physically active led to the average increase in cognitive function scores by 0.82 points compared to less active counterparts. Coming to ATE, that is average treatment effect. if the entire population of older men were physically active, if the entire population of older men were physical active, their cognitive function would improve by an average of 0.98 points. For older women, if they were all physically active, the improvement would be even higher, averaging 1.32 points. And coming to average treatment effect on untreated, that is ATU. Here you can see among older men who are not physically active, if they had been active, their cognitive function would have increased by 1.06 points. Similarly, for the older women who are not active, become physically active, could have led to be a 1.39 point increase in cognitive function. In the table 4, this table presents the results of adjusted regression analysis, which examine the relationship between physical activity and the cognitive functioning in older adults before and after matching. The active older man experienced an average increase of 0.73 points in cognitive score, while the active older woman saw an average increase of 1.09 points. These results were consistent in both matched and unmatched groups. So this is the balanced plot with kernel density plots. Here there are two plots before match, that is raw group, and after matching. After matching, the curves are overlap well. It means that groups are balanced in terms of their covariance. And coming to this one, this is the overlap plot, shows that probability distributions for the both the groups are well matched. There is not a lot of data concentrated at extremes, and most of the data for both the groups overlaps in the middle. This indicates that groups are similar enough for fair comparison. Therefore, the analysis is likely unbiased because both covariant balance and the overlap assumptions are met. So coming to discussion, recent findings shows that staying physically active is essential for maintaining brain health as people age, and physical activity helps to manage conditions like heart disease, diabetes, obesity, which can protect the brain and lower the risk of dementia. And research also highlighted the gender difference. Women who are active tend to have better brain function compared to men. A special method was used to ensure fair comparisons, and that is PSM. And increasing physical activity, especially among women, could greatly improve the brain health. Coming to limitations, the study used the data from just one moment, so it can't show how things might change over time. It does not track if starting and stopping the physical activity affects the brain slowly or in different ways over the years. And also, participants had to report their own physical activity, which might not be accurate. The study may not account for all influencing factors because it only controls for those that were measured. And also, it does not consider brain changes related to cognitive impairment. And the findings might be specific to the Indian context and may not be applicable to other regions with different culture and living conditions. Conclusion is being physically active is linked to better cognitive health in older adults with more significant effect for women. This emphasizes the importance of physical activity for maintaining mental health as people age. And impact of research, the research underscores the need to promote physical activity among older adults, especially women, to support better cognitive health. Sorry. It highlights the need for policies and programs focused on encouraging physical activity tailored to both the genders. The study provides valuable insights into the effects of physical activity on cognitive health in older adults in India. It supports the community programs aimed at increasing physical activity, which can enhance the quality of life for older individuals. Yeah, thank you. You can reach me if you have any doubts. You can reach me at chaya@renex.org.
Thank you, Chaya. Thank you for the presentation. Now the floor is open for any queries. And we have a question from Vijay sir. Was illness, comorbidities, and medication as cause of inactivity looked into?
Sorry, can you repeat that one?
Was illness, comorbidities, and medication as cause of inactivity looked into?
Yeah. Um, I don't know that much about that thing. Need to go through and I will.
Yeah. And there are no any further questions. Can you move to the next slide? So the next presentation will be on 11th September by Divyalakshmi Ramakrishna, and the topic is Education Differentiates Cognitive Performance and Resting State (fMRI) Connectivity in Healthy Aging. Thank you everyone for your patience and attention, and hope you to see you in the next presentation.